Today, I want to tell you about our wheelchair story, which is a really pivotal story in the creation of Partner in Lyme. We always go to an amusement park with family, and there's lots of kids, and we play hard that day. We show up when the park opens and we stay until the park closes. And one year when we were going, Grace was at her sickest, and it was 100 degrees. And there's not a lot of shade at this amusement park, and it took a lot of energy to be able to walk the park and do the rides and keep up with 5 younger children. So, to help her out, I went down to our local surgical supply store and I rented her a wheelchair. And she was able to use that during the day to rest and to actually, accept assistance from people so that she could conserve her energy for the rides and for having fun interactions with her cousins. And we returned that wheelchair, and I thought it might be a good idea to have one on hand in case we had another family outing and it was just too physically taxing. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I was able to purchase a used wheelchair and just have it on hand. And thankfully, gratefully, Grace never needed it. So it just sat. And I had mentioned the other day that I am on the Parents of Kids with Lyme Facebook group. And this is a huge group. It's an international group comprised of thousands of parents. And so one day, a mom had made a note asking how to find a wheelchair for her recently diagnosed daughter who was having vision and mobility issues. And so I shared our story and I said, "Oh, I really wish you were local. I would give you my daughter's wheelchair." And she said, "Well, where are you?" And I said, "I'm in Connecticut in the US." And she said, "Well, so am I." And I said, "Well, that's not coincidental." And it turns out we were only about a half hour apart from each other. So we made an appointment to meet at a coffee shop. And I met her and I met her daughter and I heard her story and she heard mine and I passed on that wheelchair. And that conversation was so critical because we were talking about how it is really important and necessary to have partners in our Lyme journey. And wouldn't it be great if we could share resources, share stories, build community so that we're not going through this alone? There's really nothing worse than going through a chronic illness alone or watching your child go through it, and you're not sure if what you're doing is the right thing, if it's something that's in their best interest, if it's effective. And having someone else to talk to that understands makes a world of difference. It literally lifts the burden off your shoulders. And so that's where we came up with the partner in Lyme.